5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good Shabbos. I might have read this before. I just asked Harriet, but I'm taken with this piece. Inherent to all traditional religion is the peril of stagnation. What becomes settled and established may easily turn foul. Insight is replaced by cliches, elasticity by obstinacy, spontaneity by habit. Acts of dissent prove to be acts of renewal. It is therefore of vital importance for religious people to voice and to appreciate dissent. And dissent implies self-examination, critique, and discontent. So this sense that, and dissent is different than resistance. Because dissent implies and involves self-examination, critique, and discontent. And he goes on to say, Rabbi Heschel, is that dissent in Judaism today, creative dissent comes out of love and faith, offering positive alternatives of vision. So just resistance can be just against. Dissent means that I have another alternative. I have a vision. And I dissent from a place of love and a place of faith. In fact, Rabbi Heschel goes on, says, Judaism in its very essence came into being as an act of dissent from paganism, as an act of nonconformity with the surrounding culture. And unless we continue to dissent, unless we continue to say no to idol worship in the name of a higher yes, we will revert to paganism. I did talk about this before. I'm starting to remember. We have forgotten a higher yes. The prophets, he says, had the ability to voice dissent and disagreements not only with the beliefs of their pagan neighbors, but also with the cherished values and habits of their own people. That they rebelled against a religion that would merely serve the self-interest or survival of the people to continue. Continue to stand out as inspiration, an example of dissent in this very day. This idea of a higher yet, we have forgotten it because we're so concerned with what am I getting in this moment? I can't tell you how many times I've heard somebody say, is it good for the Jews? And this idea, is it good for the Jews? Nobody even knows what that means. But it usually means, does it help my self-interest? Is it in the self-interest of the Jews? And the prophets kept saying, no. It's got to be a higher yes. We have to say no to these kinds of things because we have to say yes to what God's will is, to what God wants. We have to stay true to our origins, our origin is dissent. And paganism and idol worship comes in so many ways. So how do we do it? Rabbi Heschel's got a solution. The scarcity of creative dissent today may be explained by the absence of assets that make creative dissent possible. Deep caring, concerned, untrammeled radical thinking, informed by rich learning, a degree of audacity and courage in the power of the word. Now, untrammeled means unhampered, unhindered. I had to look it up, as is usual with Rabbi Heschel. So how many of us can say we have a deep caring for the world? How many of us can truly look in the mirror, look into our own being, and saying that not only do we have a deep caring, but we have a concern for the interests of others, that the interests of others become our concern. How many of us are still stuck in the conventional notions and the mental cliches rather than unhindered radical thinking, informed by the rich learning of our tradition and the rich learning of of other spiritual traditions. So we have a problem right away because most people don't engage in rich learning. We're here tonight, and many of you are here because it's Shabbos and you love Shabbos and it uplifts you, and that's wonderful. Many of you are here because it's community, and that's so exquisite. I have to tell you, for me, it's not enough. I want you to be here because you want to engage in rich learning. Learning about your own soul, learning about the souls of others, learning about the tradition and how this dissenting religion has withstood all of its assaults for these 3,300 plus years. We have been assaulted. We have been attacked. People and ways of being have tried to annihilate us Jews. But this untrammeled, radical thinking informed by rich learning has kept us standing and kept us growing. And that in and of itself is audacity and courage. Giving power to the word. To the words we speak, and power to the words of God. We have to go back to our roots of dissent. We have to say no. We have to start saying no more. No to the opioid crisis. No to these drugs that are 10 times more powerful than fentanyl. No to treating people as if they're not human because of the color of their skin, because of the religion that they follow, because they made mistakes. We have to say yes to the decency and to the spirit of each and every human being. Even when they're not living it, we have to say yes to them to bring it out. We have to have the courage and the audacity to tell insurance companies, stop trying to make money and be in the business of healing. We have to tell our governmental leaders that every life matters. We have to stop being frivolous. And we have to speak not in a still small voice, but we have to speak loudly. And we have to stay strong in our no's and stronger in our yeses. That's what recovery is. That's what Beit Shuvah is. That's what Judaism is. And we have to keep learning. So yes, I've read this before. And I read it over and over again because I learned something new each time. The prayers we're going to say, we've said most of them for weeks, for months, for years. We have to look at them. We have to allow them to take us to a higher plane of yes. The music, it rocks and it's great and we clap. But it's got to be the wings, the wind beneath our wings to take us to a place where we see the purity, the wonder, and the awesomeness of our own souls. Shabbat Shalom. We continue with the niggin. A niggin is a wordless melody. Blow out the schmutz of the week. Breathe in the joy of Shabbos. On page 7 or on the screen, we got Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Melech mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ohem v'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seihem l'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Okay, so on page 8 or on the screens, we have Shir Ladonai. It's not a new psalm. It's an old psalm. However, this is the first time we're doing it. So, Nate, you want to give us a little preview of what we're supposed to do?
All right, so there's a lot of Hebrew up front on the first verse. So if you can follow it, please join me. But on the second verse, we're going to go into lies, and I would like everyone to please join me when that comes in. All right. No, well, yeah.
Want me to start?
Just a little white lie.
1, 2.
ישועתו, ספרו וגויים כבודו, בכל המינים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני, ומהו לו, מי עונו רב, הוא אל כל אלוהים. לי 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 la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 la
That's it?
That's it. There's a lot more Hebrew to it, but it was, we're just going to do it in pieces, I guess, if you want me to do the whole thing.
You got to tell me when you're going to do it. I mean, I'm already over there. Now I got to come over here. We got to get this.
We'll work it out.
Okay, good. Okay, we need Josh K, Medina P, Jonathan G, Josh S, and Stacy S to come help with the tzedakah boxes. Shabbos, we're supposed to be joyous. That's a joyous song. Okay, so it's also Shabbos. So before Shabbos, and Shabbos doesn't start here because I'm the rabbi of the community. I make this decision. Doesn't start until we light the Shabbos candles. So before that, we can do tzedakah. Tzedakah means righteousness, and the money that you put in goes to help defray the costs of tonight, of dinner, of the valet, and it helps the residents learn how to have fun in sobriety. So whatever you can do, we're very, very grateful for, and it helps out a lot, especially because we only have 2 sponsors for Shabbos. Uh-oh. So just so you know, we don't end services until we get 3 more sponsors. So you can start thinking about it now if you get my drift. I'm trying to be subtle. Sai, okay, we only need 2 more. Thank you, Sai. Okay. Thank you. All right. Okay, we got them all. Well, that was the easiest I've ever done it. The other piece that we do is tshuva. Now, we can't be in dissent if we don't do tshuva, because tshuva is the self-examination. And today at Ethics, I did it a little differently. It was Ask the Rabbi. It was a lot of fun for me. I don't know if it was fun for everybody, but it was fun for me. And Izzy asked me a question. What's on my bucket list? What do I want to do? What thing do I want to do, right? Most, or isn't that what you're... Before I die. And I thought about it, and I did this self-examination, and I realized there really is nothing that I need to do before I die except go on a world cruise, which we're doing in 2020. So Harriet is very excited about going on a 96-day cruise, just the two of us in a cabin. We hope both of us are coming back. That's my plan. But I was thinking about it, and as I was looking at my life, and somebody else said, you know, what do you regret, and all these things. I wouldn't change a thing about my life except for the people that I harmed. And I know that everything that's happened in my life I've learned from. And that's I think one of the most powerful parts of tshuva is that I learned. And I've learned how to be grateful. I've learned how to be happy. I've learned how to want what I have. That's why Izzy's question was got me thinking about it. And I think I said that I want what I have. I don't need anything else. And that's an amazing thought. It's an amazing concept. It's an amazing experience. Especially because that wasn't always my life, my way of living. So tshuva really is this, it gives us this wonderful experience of appreciating what we have and repairing what needs to be repaired. What could be better than that? And because we're Beit Tshuva, we do tshuva out loud. So I need Erin M. Erin M., she's going to handle the microphone.
Okay, I'll stand up a little bit. My name is Dana Gash. I'm a grateful member of this community. I just want to share with you my gratitude. I had a moment last week where I had my son running from Malibu, where he lived, but his house is gone, coming into my home with his stuff spread all over my den because I had 2 other people staying with me, my sister visiting from Hawaii and a friend from France. On the phone, my daughter was texting me frantically. She was at a concert with my sister saying, how do I know a shooter's not going to come in here? I'm freaking out, like in a panic, and dealing with him and his stuff and just thinking I'm going to just spin off the earth. And dealing with the pressure of the holiday boutique has been on me. You know, I've lost my best friend. So much pressure, but I have so much joy. Thanksgiving is coming. I'm so grateful for everything that I have. I have enough. I know it now. I love to shop. I love buying things. But the truth is, like when I go to hit buy now, it hurts me anymore. It's like I have so much. And being here, being connected to this place has fulfilled me. I cannot explain to each and every one of you how important you are to me, just to me alone. It gives me so much joy, and it's such hard times, and coming here Friday night, it's just like incredible. Sometimes it's hard for me to sit here because my girlfriend used to sit on my arm, and it's painful, but I'm getting over it. I'm moving through it, and I love you all, and like really let's rejoice in what we have for Thanksgiving this year because we all have so much that we're walking, we're moving. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jack. Good Shabbos. I just wanted to say sober living is wonderful. I love it so much. Managing it is so-so. but that'll work out. I'm grateful that in 12 days I'll be seeing my kids in New York, so that's going to be a fantastic time for me. I'm really looking forward to that. Happy birthday to all the birthday people, especially 2 people. Justin, happy birthday, buddy. You know, you've been there for me when I get emotional. Put your hand on my shoulder and say, "You guys, are you okay, Jack?" So, and every time I had a problem, I would come to you and talk to me privately. So, you really are a really good friend. And whenever I needed something, and you always seem to like make things better for me. So, happy birthday! I really mean that. I love you, man. And last but not least, Ryan, happy birthday. Ryan was one of the voices that I called, and he kind of like told me things are going to be okay. Unfortunately, I was still stupid enough to still do the stuff that I didn't want to do anymore, which I did. I couldn't have been here much sooner. But you were one of those calming voices that told me that, you know what, it's going to be all right. Just get yourself here, and you'll get the help that you need. And over a year later, here I am, you know, making my life much better every day. So thanks for your voice, and happy birthday to you, buddy.
Hi, I'm Jay, grateful member of this community. I don't know if anybody noticed, but I haven't been here in a few months, and Bob still is not here. And we were kind of keeping it under wraps, but he was quite ill, and he's had surgery that's very long in recovery. So what I want to be grateful for is that you don't realize it, but we still spend Friday nights in temple with you guys because of the live streaming. So whoever's involved in making that happen. I know, Andrea, you guys did, and I don't know who else, but thank you so much because it keeps us connected. And he's watching now, so if anybody feels like turning around where the cameras are and saying, "Hi, Bob!" And he misses you very much, and if anybody is able to just connect with him on Facebook or text him or give him a call, it would really help. He's been home a long time. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Brittany. I'm a grateful member of this community. Hi. 2 things. First, I wanted to wish happy birthday to Russell Harrison over there. Working here, I am grateful to have you around. I feel genuinely safer knowing that you're here. And personally, I feel really inspired to know you. You help remind me that nothing that has come before right now has to define who I am going forward. And I'm really grateful to have you in my life. Also, Justin Delgado, I want to tell you happy birthday. I'm super grateful to know you and to work with you and to be friends with you and to have gotten to learn how to do my job from you. And I look up to you, and I'm really glad that you're in my life. I love you.
Hi, I'm Jeff. I'm an extremely grateful member of this community. I have a lot to be grateful for tonight. First is you, Justin. You're a great role model, first of all. I hope that I can be half as good of a worker as you are, because then I'd be doing my job pretty well. You have this weird way of knowing when something's wrong with me and always coming to comfort me, and I really appreciate you. I'm also grateful that this is my first Shabbat not as a resident, but as a staff member. And I can't tell you how grateful I am for this opportunity. A year ago, my life was terrible, and I don't have a year yet, but I'm extremely grateful for this place. They gave me back my life, my family, and everybody. And this year, I get to celebrate my brother's birthday after here. Last year, I couldn't be there for him. His twin passed away from this disease that I have and many of you have in this room. And last year, I was in myself, and I wasn't there for his twin. And this year, I get to be there for him. So I'm extremely grateful. Thank you, Harriet. Thank you, Rabbi, and everybody here.
Hi, my name is Joey. I'm a grateful member of this community. I just want to wish my best friend in the whole wide world, Justin Delgado, happy birthday, and Punk's not dead.
Good Shabbat, everyone. My name is Jeremy, and I'm an extremely grateful member of this community. I'm going to do the gratitude speech for Justin in a second, but truth be told, my gratitude goes out to each and every one of you guys in this room. It takes a village to keep us sane and sober. It really does. 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20-some years, it doesn't matter. It takes a lot of work to stay sober. And being surrounded in a place of people where I can bring my authentic self, even when my authentic self is not so pretty, when I can walk around work and be stressed out, and a resident will come up to me and ask me if I'm all right. And it feels good to be in a place where I can be true to what I'm going through and be able to work through those issues here and still be able to be in a place of giving back. Happy birthday to everybody taking a cake. Ryan, you rock. You kill it up there at the front desk, man. We love you. You are the first. You are the first face many see. You are the first voice many hear. You are the keeper of the gate, like many say, man. And I can say my appreciation for you walking back through those doors 3.5 years ago. It just felt like home seeing your face, brother. Ryan Pullen, congrats, man. Congrats, big dog, part of the family. I love you. You bring yourself. You are the driver, transportation specialist, whatever you want to say, man. But really, that part of the job is so crucial for new clients coming in, where they get a little piece of freedom outside. And no matter if you know it or not, there's a lot of help that goes in those moments of driving and being of service. Last but not least, Justin Delgado. Man, I give you a hard time a lot, brother, like, especially recently. And I do it because of the person you are. And that's the truth, man. Like, as you've seen, some people come, they fail, and it's hard to show up. I remember a year ago today sitting with you at my house, and you were broken. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to face people. I don't know how I'm going to walk back into this work and face the residents. And you did it, brother. You did it with dignity, you did it with integrity, and you did it with grace. You are an example of the relapse can be part of your story, like many of us are. But the way you came back, this is what Beit Shuv is about, brother. I love you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate you for what you are to my son. And any moment I know we need something, we call you and you're there for us. I love you, brother.
Hi, my name is Isabel, very grateful resident and member of this community. I'm very humbled to be standing here tonight to express gratitude. I'm going to start with Harriet. Thank you for providing me an opportunity to work with some of the most amazing people that I've ever met in my life. You all, specifically my fellow residents, hold a very, you all occupy a very special place in my heart, and I really could not have done the fashion show without any of you, whether it was from an encouraging word to someone running up to Josh's room on the men's side to give him something to sew because I can't go up there, or every memory I hold very dear. It exceeded all of my expectations. I had so much fun, and I hope everyone who attended and everybody who got to participate in any way had a lot of fun. This place is changing my life, and I'm eternally grateful, and I aspire to do more for this place. Thank you.
All right. Hi, my name is Max. I'm a grateful member of this community. I just want to give a shout out and gratitude to both of the Ryans. Ryan to my left here. My mom found out about this place. I'm from Chicago. She got Ryan's number on the phone. She was talking to him before I ever had any desire to come here. And she kept saying to me, call Ryan, call Ryan. Every day I'm just like, who is this Ryan? I don't want to talk to him. And I pushed it off for a long time, and then I finally called him, and he was really like the first voice that I heard that said, like, you know, I'm one of you. I can, you know, I did this. You can do this. He believed in me, and ended up coming out here on a train. I was still a little under the weather when I got here, and this Ryan over here picked me up from the train station, and I was the worst, just the worst. But I did not. I kept saying, I'm sorry. I know I'm terrible. And like he was just like, it's no big deal. It's fine. And came here, 90-something days later. I'm just extremely grateful. And Justin Delgado, you guys are all just like inspirations to me. And like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm dreaming. This is so crazy that I have been given this opportunity to, you know, start my life in the right way and to be in people's lives and to make a difference. And just thank you.
Hi, I'm Alia. I'm a grateful member of this community. Hi. I first came to Beit Shuvah 14 years ago. The last few weeks have been devastating and difficult, and our house almost burned down. And the first thought I had was, go to the shuv. And thank you for that. I know I always have somewhere to go. And actually, I ran back into the house to get a Heschel book that I forgot. And they tried to stop me, but I went in and got it anyways. I just wanted to say thank you for everything you've given me over the years. I love you all.
Okay. We have Laura, who's going to do one.
Okay. Hi, I'm Laura. I'm reading a gratitude that was sent from Susie Schneider, Joey and Sammy's mom. Shabbat Shalom, dear Beit Shuvah family, with love from Susie Schneider. And happy birthday to Justin, a bright light and dear presence. Mazel tov. Tonight is my son Sammy's second yortzeit, and the only thing that keeping me from being at Shabbat services is that I am visiting his son Anthony in Portland. Sadly, the visits are few and far between, but I get my strength and resilience from the love that you've harbored for me throughout the last 10 years. My mom passed away in '72 when I was a teenager, but I'd like to share her words she wrote upon the passing of her brother when they were children. I conclude that we make ourselves stronger not by grieving over those we love who have died, but by making ourselves worthy of those we love who are living. So in the spirit of those words, I am deeply grateful for your continued loving care to my Joey, myself, and the memory of Sammy. Shabbat Shalom.
Amen. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for so much. I can't even go into it because we're running late. But I want to say that I'm also great. I have the two best assistants anybody could have. And Nicole Goodman is, she's a trip. And if you really want to see, if you want to just be in awe and joy, bring Nicole a cold brew. Watch her drink it, and then watch what happens. Now, Barbara, of course, will be very upset. However, Nicole, you're wonderful. You always find a way to make things work and make things happen. And anytime something needs to get done, you just say okay. And Jillian is Jillian's new to the job, so she's trying to figure out how to work with me. And I'm not as crazy as Nicole says I am. But Jillian has really you've done an amazing job. You really just jumped in and you immersed yourself in everything we're doing, and you're helping out. And Sunday's Holiday Boutique, which we want everybody to come to because there'll be great things. You put it together without ever knowing, without seeing it or really knowing what goes into it. And you worked with Dana, and you really, I mean, it just, I'm so excited for it and so grateful. And I really appreciate you so much. And I'm grateful to all the vendors, but I have to say, I wrote in the Shmata about last week's tea and fashion show. And I'm sorry, I'm kind of sorry I wasn't here, and I had an amazing experience up in Orangevale, California. That's near Sacramento, for those of you who don't know. I didn't, that's why I say it. But I also, what I forgot to mention was also Josh C. Where's Josh C? There he is. So Izzy came up with ideas that needed tailoring and fixing, and Josh just said, okay, let's do it. And that spirit, that service, that joy and love that you put into it, because I saw some of the pictures, it was just amazing. And really, I'm grateful to everybody. I am really, really grateful. Harriet's already coming up with ideas for you, Josh, just so you know. That's right, be worried. That was smart. That look, oh no. When Harriet decides she has an idea for somebody, watch out. And that's the greatest thing. You have an idea, and I've said this before, but as long as Warren's here, I'm going to just say it. Harriet came up with different ideas. And Warren's this, I mean, like really rational, smart businessman. And Harriet comes up with these ideas, and even now, and Warren just starts nodding his head, and it's like, okay, let's figure out how to make it happen, right? So that's the deal with you. You come up with an idea, you have untrammeled radical thinking. And from that comes audacity and courage. And from that comes great ways of living for all of us. Shabbat Shalom. We continue with change.
might take the frostbite in June from the dark side of the moon to help me change my tone and sing a different song. When I look around me, what's it gonna take to change? When all this ugliness surrounds me, I know it's up to me to change. When I look around me, what's it gonna take to change?
What a great song, Glenn. is Mizmor Shir, like it is every week. Let's do it. Let's sing a song for Shabbat. Thank you, everybody. You can be seated now. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you, birthdays. Happy birthday. Ryan, let's kick this one out. Sing it, everybody.
Mizmor Shir Le'om HaShabbat Tov Le'odot Adonai Uzamer Le'Shimcha Elyon Uzamer Le'Shimcha Elyon Mizmor Shir Le'om HaShabbat Tov Le'odot Adonai Uzamer Le'Shimcha Elyon Uzamer Le'Shimcha Elyon להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות עלי עשר בלילה ולליל דיון לכבודו מזמור שיר ליום השבת טוב להודות לאדוני וזמר לשמך עליון וזמר לשמך עליון להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות עלי עשר בלילה ועלי היגיון וזמר לשמך עליון וזמר לשמך
So on page 26, we have L'cha Dodi. I invite everyone to stand up and dance the Shabbos bride into your hearts and into our sanctuary. What?
לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת לקבלה שמור וזכור ודיבור אחד השמיענו אל מיוחד אדוני אחד הוא שמו אחד שמו תפארת ולצילה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת לקבלה לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה היא מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תקווה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת לקבלה התעוררי התעוררי באורך ומיהורי Adonai, עלייך נגלה. לך תודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
Turn towards the doorway and let's welcome the Shabbos bride.
בואי ושלום, עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה וצולה, תוך אמוני ים סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
Okay, we need the birthdays to come light the Shabbos candles, please. Birthdays, come on, come on. Come on, start lighting. Start lighting, please. Thank you.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kirshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lecha nikneh, lecha nikneh shel Shabbat.
So as we move into the next part of the service, let's take just a couple of minutes for some self-reflection, prayer, and just to take deep breaths to connect.
Shir המעלות, אשא עיניי אל ההרים, מאין יבוא עזרי. עזרי מעם השם, עושה שמיים וארץ, אל ייתן לעמוד רגליך. לא ינום שומרך, הנה לא ינום ולא יירא, שומר ישראל. השם שומרך, השם צילך, על יד ימינך. יומן השמש לא יככה, וירח בלילה. השם ישמורך מכל רע, ישמור את נפשך. השם ישבוצך ובואך, מעתה ועד עולם. מעתה ועד
We have such good music here. That was just an awesome song. Yeah. Thank you, Nate. I want to look at the opening of our parsha that's for the Shabbat, Parshat Vayetze. So we pick up where we left off from last week. Our hero Jacob is fleeing from his brother Esau, and he has taken the advice of his parents and he has left for Haran. There's a couple stories in the Midrash that when Jacob was leaving Be'er-Sheva, where he was living, Esau had summoned his son Eliphaz, who the Midrash tells us was maybe 13 years old. Midrash also teaches us he was very mature for his age. Gave him an instruction to take his sword and go kill Jacob, and then to hide his body in the mountains. So Eliphaz and 10 men intercepted Jacob with their swords drawn. Eliphaz tells Jacob that he's under the orders from his father and that he dare not disobey him. So Jacob, being the trickster, maybe con man that he is, he tells Eliphaz that he'll give him all of his possessions. And Eliphaz agreed. But when it was reported to Esau, he was at first mad, but when he heard that Jacob had been left with only the clothes on his back, he calmed down, because we're taught that when a man is destitute, it is as if he were dead. So as Jacob got near Haran, he realized he had passed Mount Moriah, where his father Isaac had been bound up for a sacrifice. So that's where my parents went to pray. How could I have passed by without worshiping there? So he goes back. And Jacob came near the place and decided to spend the night there. And in good midrashic fashion, we are told that he recited the evening service right there in that place, in the place where the holy temple was destined to be built in Jerusalem, Mount Moriah. We are then told that he took, according to the Torah, from the stones, and he put his head on them or on it. We don't really know. The Midrash doesn't really tell us how many stones Jacob took. The Torah doesn't tell us. Some say 1, some say 4, some say 3 stones, some say 2, some say even 12 stones. And of course, these stones, because the Midrash tells us, were taken from the altar on which Isaac had been bound and laid on for a sacrifice. On an interesting note, or an aside, if you will, In November 1996, after 700 years beneath the coronation chair in Westminster Abbey in London, a sandstone block known as the Stone of Scone, or the Stone of Destiny, was returned to Scotland. Well, in early medieval times, Scottish kings had been crowned upon this stone at Scone, which is near modern Perth, all the way until 1296, when the English king Edward I took it to London, and thereafter to be the seat of the kings of England. What's so special about this rock, which now sits in Edinburgh Castle? Well, before its removal from the coronation chair at Westminster, a sign nearby identified it as Jacob's Pillow Stone. Legend has it that Jacob's sons carried it to Egypt, and from there it passed on to Spain. Eventually it wound up in Ireland and is called there the Stone of Fate, or the Stone of Destiny. Jacob's stone from the story. Back to our story. We're taught that Jacob was not yet a true prophet at this time. He had never been worthy of having God speak directly to him. And evidently, our tradition tells us that it's difficult to experience the divine presence for the first time when you're awake. So, just like other prophets, Jacob's first prophecy came to him at night in a dream. And the Torah says, "And behold, a ladder was standing straight up with one end on the ground and its top reaching toward heaven. And malachim is often translated as angels. It comes from the Greek angelos. But malachim means messengers. So messengers of God were ascending and descending on it. And Adonai was standing next to him and said, I am the God of Abraham, your father, and the God of Isaac. I will give to you and to your descendants the land on which you are lying. Your offspring shall be like the dust, and you will spread abroad to the west and to the east and to the north and to the south. And by you and your descendants shall all the families of the earth be blessed. And he says, behold, I am with you and will keep you wherever you go. And I will bring you back to this land, for I will not forsake you until I have done that which, I will not leave you until I have done of that which I have spoken to you. The material here is great fodder for the mystics. The mystics tell us that the numerical value, the gematria of the word for ladder, sulam, and the word for Mount Sinai, Sinai, have the same numerical value, 130. So they want to relate them together. So they teach us that these messengers that Jacob is dreaming about are really Moses and Aaron, who are ascending Mount Sinai and then descending with the Torah. Olim v'yoredim, Moses and Aaron. In the foundational text of the Kabbalah, the Zohar, it teaches that Jacob's ladder was a metaphor for the experience of prayer. Again, they play a numbers game with words. Prayer constitutes the ladder through which a human being climbs from his or her earthbound existence into deeper states of consciousness until touching the heavens, which are at the core of the human soul. We ascend in prayer, Olim, and we come back afterwards to do work in this world, Yoredim. Some say Jacob was shown the entire future in his dream. He saw all the guardian angels, all the malachim of the great empires and how they climbed and then fell. Olim v'yoredim. So now what can we learn from this story about recovery, for our recovery? Many of us were on the run, just like Jacob. We were on the run from family or from authorities or from ourselves. The sulam, the ladder, becomes a metaphor, a symbol of recovery. There are ups and downs in life. Olim v'yoredim. And we learn in recovery and from the Torah that God is with us, right next to us, we're taught. And in our journey in recovery, we ascend towards God one rung at a time, one step at a time, making one small change in our lives, one grain of sand getting secure, making sure our step is solid and firm before we take another step. New members, that's what I'm talking about. Birthdays, that's what you've been doing. Solid and firm before we take another step. And sometimes we miss a step and fall back, but we recover and keep climbing. This is what the 12 and 12 says. I think it speaks to this. It says, just like Jacob, when evening comes, perhaps just before going to sleep, many of us draw up a balance sheet for the day. This is a good place to remember that inventory taking is not always done in red ink. It's a poor day indeed when we haven't done something right. And as a matter of fact, the waking hours are usually well filled with things that are constructive. Good intentions, good thoughts, and good acts are there for us to see. Even when we have tried hard and failed, we may chalk that up as one of the greatest credits of all. And under these conditions, the pains of failure are converted to assets, 12 and 12 says. That's what we talk about here. Out of these, we receive the stimulation we need to go forward. Under these conditions, the pain of failure were converted to assets. And out of them, we received the stimulation to go forward. Just like Jacob, who was running from the consequences of his actions, we too have been running. When Jacob stopped, clarity came, and he knew that God was with him. When he stopped running, he could feel the pain, the message of the descent. And then he could move through the pain and forward, his ascent. As long as we make our identity based on the pain and the guilt and the shame of the past, we cannot be free of it. Yet, we learn there is a treasure in the heart of the pain. We need to turn to meet the pain, not to wallow in it, not to feed the drama, but to face what you have been running from. The experience of emotional pain that seems to have taken up residence inside you. There is indeed great joy in this room right now, and we celebrate recovery. But there's also great pain in this room. Let us acknowledge the pain around us and in us. Let us stop running from it and face it with compassion and forgiveness and transform it together. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Join me now as we stand for the Baruch Hu. Cantor Nate.
Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed HaMevorach HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed.
We continue with the Shema found on page 39 or 37 or 33. 33. One of those 30s. 33.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Say shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Say shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oh, say shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'alko Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'alko Yisrael. Oh, say shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oh, say shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oh, say shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'alko Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'alko Yisrael.
I used to think that I was a freaking loser because I was a big alcoholic drug abuser. I came to Beit Yeshuva crawling on my hands and knees. I said to Robert Mark, take me in, oh baby please. I grew up in New York shooting pound away. Don't give up a fight. I'm staying clean and sober. The drug using is over. I wake up every morning and I get to learn some Torah. I'm done with my step. I'm working on the rest. It's time to make amends and start cleaning up my mess. My future looks so bright because the shoe has helped me grow. I got a PF chip. Rabbi's like, oh no. I made a lot of friends and the Torah never ends. Remember everything I learned till I wear the pants. But Yeshuva is my home. I never feel alone. I love to come to services and sing say shalom.
Love is a word that needs to be responsive. Prove it through your actions so that you are truly conscious. The hatred bred in this world to me is really nonsense. Killing for ideology, how is this an option? People lost their life, but they will never be forgotten. We need to find solutions instead of all this talking. History repeats itself unless you got the knowledge. People lost their life, but they will never be forgotten. Got to Pittsburgh, but also to humanity. It's time to find peace through all this fear and insanity. Listen to the words that speak, a voice for the voice. Time to be conscious when you're making choices. So listen up, cause I'ma tell you what my is. Yes, I'ma tell you what my voice is. Can't just pray for one, I gotta pray for the world. Every single man and boy, every boy and girl. Hey, hey.
Yaseh shalom, hey. Shalom aleinu.
Give it up for Phil.
Ve'alko Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu.
Yeah. Wait a minute, wait, Philip. Hey, Philip, what do they call you?
They call me a lot of things. I don't know, what nickname are you? I'm asleep.
DJ Meatball. You got a whole new career. What would the rabbis in the yeshiva think now? Let's finish it up.
1, 2, Ve'alko
Israel.
Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu. Ve'alko Yisrael.
give it up for Jeremy and for Philip.
But it was this right up. Oh, well.
Were you thinking again?
I was. Me and the band weren't on the same thought pattern.
No, I was with you. I was with you.
Well, at least Glenn was. Okay. And what a great band, right? David Goldstone, Glenn Goss, Luca Gash, Greg Sutton, Laura Baggish, and of course our inimitable Nathan. We had a great Josh from Rabbi Michael. Let's give it up for him. And thank you to all of the people who did tzedakah and the microphone. Thank you, Aaron. I ask those who are in mourning to please rise. Turn to page 67 here. If somebody is standing, please make sure they don't stand alone. As a community, we say Kaddish for the Ortsites of Scott Harrison, George Famillion, Burton Klein. Please, everybody, be quiet. Sidney Sinclair, Judith Fishman, Sylvia Barenfeld, Michael Bergman, Louis Warshaw, Norma Kovar, Brian Jordan Wolf. The year mourning for Meredith Baskin, Patricia Beckerman, Richard Block, John Cole, Bobby Dorn, Sylvia Feldman, Jordan Feldstein, Barbara Hare, Yale Hare, Dwight Keyes, Jody Labov, Chuck Maltz, Hyman Miller, Brett Nadler, Isaiah Negretti, Dee Dee Quinn, Gene Redstone, David Resnick, Tyler Shamash, Gladys Shapiro, Erwin Shapiro, Michael Shapsis, Michael Sayelski, Phyllis Tell, Lester Trackman, Hannah Wilson, Jamie Zabludowski. V'chayechon v'yomechon v'chaye l'chol Beit Yisrael. B'agalal b'zman karib v'imru Amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevarach le'olam olamei maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitlomam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei d'kudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush bechata v'nechemata, damiran bi'alma b'imru Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu bi'al kol Yisrael b'imru Amen. Osei shalom b'imromav, hu ya'asei shalom, aleinu bi'al kol Yisrael b'imru Amen. May the one who makes peace and welcoming in heaven, please send comfort and wholeness to those who mourn. Let us say. Amen. Okay, I'm going to do announcements now. The 2019 marathon, we need people. We got a lot of residents, and now the community gets to step up. So you can do a half marathon, you can do a whole marathon. It is an amazing experience. You can join our team. You can give us, you can help to donate, but really joining and being with the residents is such an uplifting experience for every community member who participates. If you want any more information, see Jillian. Raise your hand, Jillian. There you go. This Sunday from 10 to 4, we are going to have the most amazing vendors and food trucks and everything for our holiday boutique. It is just absolutely amazing. And there's no class this week for the Jewish bookshelf. We need items for our 2019 gala. The other thing about our gala, for those of you who want, you can, you can buy a table now. You could buy a table tomorrow. You could buy a table, is really what I'm trying to say. And we're honoring, really, it's going to spotlight our social enterprises, our thrift store, and Creative Matters, and Russell Kern and Brad Wiseman, and of course Brad's father of blessed memory, Hal Wiseman, who really got the thrift store going. And, we need auction items, we need everything. It's our big fundraiser. Truth is that we have to raise $2 million that night in order to keep doing what we're doing. Frank Tell said, are we going to be able to keep going? We were talking earlier. Are we going to be able to keep doing what we do without putting money before mission? And this is how we do it. So we need everybody's help. And everybody knows somebody. The truth is, every dollar matters, and everybody knows somebody that you can get them, because what we're talking about is we're talking about lives. I think what people miss is that people die. I want you to know this. About 7% of the population of the United States dies every year from drugs, alcohol, gambling, etc. Over 200,000 people. Now everybody, donates to cancer, and it's a great cause. Everybody donates to heart disease, it's a great cause. This is a great cause because we save lives. And it's not getting better. So please, not only you, but everybody you know. And if you know somebody that we can talk to, let us know. We need to save lives. And we're very grateful for all your help. The B'nai Mitzvah class, if you're interested, please, an adult B'nai Mitzvah class, we're going to have it the weekend of Shavuot, the Shabbos of Shavuot. So if you're interested, please let Rabbi Michael know. And we want to thank all the sponsors of Shabbos. And again, I want to thank everybody, Rabbi Michael and the band and cantorial soloist Nate and all the birthdays. Everybody coming here every week to celebrate birthdays is what really makes it all worth it. And most of all, we want to wish you a great Shabbos. Okay, I'm turning it over to Nathan and to Rabbi Michael to run the birthdays.
All right, with all the birthdays, please join me in the prayer for recovery. Start right here in English.
O Lord my God, I cried unto you, and you did heal me. O Lord, you saved me from the peril and kept me alive.
Now we're going to try some Hebrew.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hagomel l'chayavim, tovot
Shigemalani Kol Tov. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who bestows good beyond our deserving, and who has dealt graciously with me. Everyone at the top page there, Hu Shigemal Kol Tov, Hu Yi Moha Kol Tov Selah. May the one who has caused you good always bestow goodness upon you. Amen. All right, so we're going to bring the cakes out. Please stay where you're at, and then we're going to invite you to come up and give your special birthday person a cake. Everyone can come down, yeah. All right, now everyone come gather around. All right, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ryan. Happy birthday to you. Keep coming back. Alright, who's first?
You first, huh? Okay.
Ryan first, okay.
Better keep it short.
We're going to give you, Ryan's going to go first, Ryan, with 13 years.
Well, isn't this an honor? Hello, my name's Ryan. I'm an addict, a recovering addict. In case you don't know who I am.
Use the microphone.
Oh, the microphone?
Yeah.
Should I really use the microphone?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't hear me, huh? Sure, the internet. Okay, I'm sorry. Hello, my name is Ryan. I'm a recovering addict. 13 years ago, actually, tomorrow will be the 17th of November. On the 17th of November, 2005, I walked in the door here. My actual sobriety date is November 1, but November 16th of 2005, I walked out of jail. I was there for like 16 days. It wasn't a big deal. It was a big deal because my life changed drastically on November 1st when I called the police for a situation at my house and they arrested me. Yeah, it's pretty ironic. Hi, police, I need some assistance, and they took me away. And I lost everything I owned, never saw any of those possessions again. I went to jail for 16 days after being an addict for about 25 years. And when I woke up that day, it was a Friday, because I had watched Thursday Night Football the night before, and that was not my plan to wake up that morning, go to jail, and have my addiction stop in a nanosecond. It wasn't my plan. Somebody's plan, I guess. It's kind of a rude awakening. Anyway, so that was November 1st of 2005, and here it is. 16 days in jail. Somebody picked me up out of jail, brought me here on the 17th. I walked in here on a Thursday. I went to L'Haim that night. Had no clue what I was getting into. No clue. No clue about that I'd be here 13 years later. I love the number 13. It's always been good for me. I think our brains are like a file cabinet. And for my own addiction, at the most of your addiction, you wake up in the morning, or if you went to sleep, that is, and you go right to that filing cabinet, and there's your addiction. The very first file cabinet, in your very first file. Get loaded, do whatever you got to do to fix. And as you're getting better, those files, because addiction doesn't necessarily go away from myself, it just gets farther back. So what I've done is I've created new files. 13 years of files have been created since then. So when I wake up every morning, it's not what do I need to do to get loaded? I have a life. I got things I got to do. I got to show up at work. I got to do this. I got to do that. So it's not like when I was 13 years prior to this, when I would just greet every day with like, okay, time to get high or do whatever I did. It's whatever my life is now. Now, my addiction's still in the back of those file cabinets. It's way back there. And every once in a while, my mind likes to go back there and kind of like look at those files. And that's when my addiction comes up and says, hey, remember me? Like, why don't we go walk on the wild side and look back at those old days? The problem is that my life is so full, or for the most part, it keeps me busy enough that only lasts for a fleeting second. I got to go to work. I got things I got to do. I got places to go. I got things it's busy, busy, busy. Does that make sense? Right? So my addiction doesn't necessarily go away, but it's not obsessive like it was when I got here. Because when I got here, and I was still in the first frontal part of my file cabinet, and they were talking about getting, changing and getting loaded or whatever. I used to obsess all the time when I walked in the door here about I missed my getting high and everything I lost and what I was doing. And so now every once in a while, my addiction pops its head up, and it's way back there in the back of my file cabinet. But 13 years was not my plan. So all you new people, this Shabbat, this thing that we do is for all the new people. You know who you new people are. If you've been here less than a year, if you've been here 3 days, Rob, sorry, I didn't mean to put you on blast. Lisa, congratulations, welcome. Hang out. Let this experience unfold for you. There is not a time limit for this. Time limit is different for everybody in recovery. I didn't do the steps for the first 4 years. Don't tell anybody, but I did them, I did them. And that's the way it worked. That's the way it worked for me, I got sober and I didn't want to get sober. I got sober in spite of myself. So if you're here and you want to work on yourself, be aware that far out, great. I even got sober and I didn't want to get sober. Be aware that getting sober is not quite as hard as holding on to it. I think there's a lot of energy that's required to hold on. Because if you're not holding on, what are you doing? What's the opposite? What happens if you're not? What happens if we're not holding on, Harriet? Yeah, I guess you're slipping. You're slipping down, but it takes a lot of energy to hold on. To continually hold on. When you're sleeping, you wake up and it's like, still holding on. But your hands, you get tired, but you've got to hold on. You got to hold on and wait for the experience to unfold itself. For me, it's been 13 years now. Don't know where it's gone. I'm blessed, more blessed than to have this as a job, to have this as a community, to have had this as an experience, to have woken up in a sober way to doing what I do here. I'm just a phone jockey. I'm just a guy that answers phones at a rehab. Happens to be this one. And I talk to a lot of people that are really, really desperate. So if you're here, hold your seat. Hold it as long as you can. Don't be in a rush to leave here. We'll let you know if it's time to go. They'll let you know. But hang out here for a while. Let this experience unfold. I look at a lot of the people that are here. Hi, Jamie. I look at a lot of the people that are here, and I think about the phone calls that I took from you before you got here. And I'm really blessed to have had that first phone call and the fact that you're here. So anyway, thank you so much for letting me share my birthday with you.
Hi, I'm Karen. I'm a grateful member and a recovering alcoholic and a drug addict and a criminal. I can't believe it's 10 years. I was 10 years younger when I came in here. And, when I first came in here, I didn't know what I wanted. And back then, Beit Shuvah was different. The halls were different. There was a telephone in the hallway in the women's side. And I remember calling my sister the next day, and I'm like, I want to come home. I had already done 19 months in prison. But my sister said, you don't know what you want in life. and I didn't know what I wanted. I just knew I needed something different, but I wasn't sure. And the one thing that I did do, and I'm not perfect by all means, I still make mistakes, but the one thing that I've continuously done for 10 years is stay sober. And it hasn't been easy. You know, when I came in here, I didn't have custody of my children. Today I have a relationship. My son is in the Marines. And, you know, watching him grow up, when I first came here, he was 9, now he's 19, and he's serving the country. And I'm so thankful for that. You know, the relationship that I have with my daughter, you know, today, and just my own self. And that's the thing. I see so many people. David, where are you? I think he might have left. Oh, he's hiding. He's hiding. You know, I was driving the van one time. I was a counselor here at one time, and driving the van, and, you know, he did something, and I wanted to kill him. You know, but just so many memories. Lauren's back there, and, you know, when I would work, Lauren, everybody knew when I was coming down the hall because my shoes, they would know it was me. But I just want to thank everybody, my roommate, Sue, and everybody, and Harriet. You know, without you, none of us would have what we have today. So thank you. And thank you, Rabbi, and have a good night.
Hello, my name is Dan, and I'm an alcoholic. Thank you, Shelley. First, I want to say thank you to my family, my mom, my dad, my brother, my lovely girlfriend. You all stuck by me for a long time, and I'm proud to say that I deserve to be here right now. I've worked long and hard to get to this point, to become a better man, a better son, a better human. I have a great higher power that I learned to connect with here. I learned that God is with me everywhere I go, as long as I'm willing to be with God. AA is huge to me. I still go to about 6 or 7 meetings a week, no matter what. I can work a full day, it doesn't matter. I still have to go to a meeting because that's what's got me sober and keeps me sober. It's given me the ability to stay strong, have courage, have strength in myself, and have a self-esteem. You know, I can still remember my first day coming back to Beit Shuvah because I was here for a year, left for 10 months, and came back for another year. And I remember being up at 9,500, and I remember the sick feeling of kicking for the last time. And I hold on to that because I never want to forget that feeling and how it is to use again, to use. You know, something that I hold dear to my heart is I have no regrets of what happened in the past. It is what it is, and it's what made me who I am today. So if you're new or you're coming in and you're new to this house and you have a bunch of regrets, let them go. Embrace them. Move forward, start a new life. And my final one is, this is hard, I want to send my love and my prayers to my friend Brian Wolf. He's been gone for 12 years, and not a day goes by where I don't think about him. I wake up and he's with me, and throughout the day he's with me. And when I go to sleep and I pray at night, he's with me. And I'm happy that my birthday's in November because that's when he passed. And I get to honor him every year by showing up, taking a cake, and doing the right thing. Harriet, Rabbi, thank you so much for everything, and thank you for my life.
I'm Ryan. I'm a grateful member of this community and an alcoholic. It's just crazy. This is the longest I've ever been sober in my whole life. And I have this place to thank for it. A year ago, I was completely depressed. I wanted to kill myself. I had no reason to live anymore. And today, I live a great life, and I'm happy. You know, I never thought that I'd be happy and be sober. And I've come to find happiness in my recovery, and it's one of the greatest things. It's one of the greatest feelings ever. You know, I had 3 warrants when I came in here a year ago, and I was completely scared to leave my house. I sat in my room and just drank all day, and today I'm a free man, and it's like the greatest feeling that I've ever had in my whole life. And I owe it all to Beit Teshuvah. You know, I really enjoy working here because I get to see all the clients when they come in and they're new, and I get to watch what everybody grows into, you know, as they do the work and, you know, put time in their recovery, and it's great. It really is like one of the greatest parts of my job, and I really like it a lot. I want to thank Rabbi and Harriet for making this place and, you know, for taking me in and giving me a chance, and I really am grateful for that. I want to thank all my aunts and uncles for coming out to support me. They've always supported me even when I've made bad choices in life and been a little shit, and I appreciate it. I want to thank my girlfriend Jamie and all my friends for making this experience fun and for showing me fun times in sobriety. I want to thank my spiritual advisor and his wife Susan. I look forward to our meetings every week, and I've learned so much from you, and I thank you very much. I also want to thank my counselor Blake and my therapist Vanessa, who couldn't be here tonight, but they played a huge role in my recovery, and I really appreciate what they've done for me. And you know, I'm really happy today. I live a simple life, and I'm happy. And to everybody that's new, if I can be standing up here with a year of sobriety and be happy, you can too. Thank you.
Hi, Justin, grateful member of this community. Thank you, guys. Thank you. First off, I want to say I was blown away by all the gratitude that everybody gave. It really meant a lot to me, especially Jeremy and everybody, and Zaza. So I came to Beit Teshuvah in May of 2015. In May of 2016, I took a year cake. In May of 2017, I took a dirty 2-year cake. And now here I am in 2018 taking a real clean cake today. You know, relapsing and coming back, especially coming back to work here, was the hardest thing I've had to do. You know, I wanted to run. You know, I thought that, you know, felt like the easy way out, and rather than facing, you know, the consequences of my actions and returning to work. But I did it, you know, with support of a lot of people, this community, you know, Jeremy, Lindsay, Jackson, Joey Zaza. You guys really helped support me during that time, and it means the world to me, and I'm glad you guys are here. I'm grateful for Rabbi and Harriet, for Beit Teshuvah, for, you know, giving me a second chance. You know, give me a second chance to continue to grow, to build my life, to work here. I love working here. I love seeing everybody. I love working Friday nights, you know, and seeing everybody here. You know, I just want to say the one thing that I've learned, the most important thing I think I've learned this year is to have a positive mental attitude. You know, because I've learned negativity breeds negativity, and, you know, that shit will bring you down. So I want to say thank you to everybody here. Thank you for giving my cake and my life and a second chance. PMA all day. Thank you, guys.
So like we did last week, we close with now Harriet's favorite song, and I think now Beit Teshuvah's favorite song. Oh, Ziv is Imrat Yah, right? So we're going to do that. Kobe, come up. There you are. Follow Cantor Nate here. He's going to set it up for us. Here we go.
All right. I need your help with this. Kobe's gonna help me as well, but we're gonna go through the song once. Then this side of the room's gonna go on with me. Then that side of the room's gonna enter when he enters. All right, here we go. Ozi vezimraria.
Cantor for Kiddush right now. Everybody stand for the Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu mitzvotav veratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho ve'ava uvratzon inhilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh Zecher letziat Mitzrayim Kivanu v'achartam Yotanu kidasham Mikol hamim V'shabbat kodshecha Ve'ava uvratzon Inchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen.
Touch the challah or touch somebody touching the challah as we join Cantor in the blessing of Hamotzi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Good Shabbat.
So help us clear the room out as we get